Imagine sitting alone in your locked house late at night. Suddenly, every screen you own turns on, blaring red, with a single government instruction: do not look outside. Would you retreat into the house, or would you pull back the curtain? In the viral horror story, The Watcher at the Window, a teenager named Ethan faces this exact scenario. He's home alone when his isolation is shattered by an official emergency alert system broadcast demanding he stay away from all windows. This diagram illustrates a psychological concept known as the curiosity gap. When the human brain detects a missing piece of information, especially when that information is intentionally restricted, it creates an almost irresistible cognitive itch. We are biologically wired to bridge the gap between what we know and what is being hidden from us. At this point in the narrative, Ethan is entirely safe. The doors are deadbolted. The storm is kept firmly outside. His technology serves as a comfortable, insulating barrier against the dark neighborhood. The true horror of the story's opening relies entirely on Ethan's own biology. The alert itself acts as the weapon. By explicitly commanding him not to look, the system guarantees he will eventually check the window. The hijack rapidly moves from distant televisions to the device that buzzes in your hand. The warning infiltrates the most intimate digital space possible, the smartphone. A moment later, an unknown number texts him, "I can see you." In 4 words, a broad, county-wide weather emergency collapses into a hyper-localized, highly personal threat. The danger has a specific target. The very tools Ethan relies on to text his mother and call the police now feed him direct threats. The attacker has co-opted his lifeline. It creates an impossible loop. How do you secure a location when the system designed to warn you of a breach is actively announcing that the perimeter has already failed? Ethan gives in to the curiosity and looks out. Standing under a streetlight at the far end of his block is a motionless silhouette, staring directly at his house despite the torrential rain. The narrative immediately applies sensory deprivation. The power grid fails, plunging the house into total darkness. Ethan dials 911, but the operator is replaced by the sound of slow, heavy breathing before the line goes dead. The physical distance between them evaporates. Ethan looks out again to find the figure standing across the driveway. Moments later, 3 slow, deliberate knocks echo from the front door. The power outage, the dead phones, and the knocking all combine to fixate your attention straight ahead, locked entirely on the home's entry points. The structure acts as a massive narrative funnel. By turning up the volume on the danger outside the house, the story successfully distracts the audience from looking anywhere else. This blueprint illustrates threshold theory. In architectural horror, tension lives at the boundary separating a safe interior from a hostile exterior. Ethan's world shrinks to the skin of his house. Our focus presses entirely against the door frames and glass. The watcher's total lack of movement creates a psychological trap. An active attacker can be fought or fled from, but a perfectly still threat forces the victim into a state of permanent observation, waiting for the status quo to break. The external threat is a narrative blindfold, making sure Ethan keeps his eyes glued to the street while the actual danger develops elsewhere. While Ethan is locked in his bedroom staring out the window, he hears it. Footsteps, directly beneath him in the living room, slowly making their way up the wooden stairs. His mother's voice trembles as she relays the second alert. The figure in the rain is acting as a guard, ensuring that whatever is currently inside the house stays there. Looking back at our architectural diagram, the logic of the entire environment flips. The safe zone and the danger zone trade places. The ultimate horror lands when the illusion of the sanctuary dissolves. Ethan securely quarantined himself inside a cage with the threat, mistakenly believing that locking the door provided safety. When the police arrive at 3 a.m., they find Ethan catatonic in his room. The home's alarm sensors verify 0 signs of forced entry. Nothing came in and nothing left. They pull the logs from the front door security camera, captured at the exact moment the first alert hit his phone. The image shows the motionless watcher in the rain, but visible through Ethan's living room window, standing right behind him, is another face, smiling. The story works by subverting our reliance on modern security. Ethan's deadbolts and digital sensors simply guaranteed he remained in close proximity to the entity already watching him from the living room. The watcher outside was just a sentinel, keeping him trapped in the room with the threat.